Hi, I'm Kimberly Lebbing, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the paradigm shift method. It's a technique that I created to simplify and rival many of the more complicated neuroscience based methods. The paradigm shift method infuses intuition with neuroscience so that you don't have to learn some of the more complicated parts of more traditional processes. It honors both you and the client and helps transform the world even faster. I've been coaching for over 12 years with over 1,000 hours of training in neuroscience based transformation. And I've learned what works and what doesn't. What I found was that many of the techniques were very effective, but timely. I knew there was a better way. Many traditional methods take months and, in some cases, years to get results. Some of the methods felt harsh and left little room for more intuitive approaches. The results were inconsistent, and honestly, it was information overload. Overall, I felt like you needed a PhD to understand, interpret, and most importantly, implement it all. In an effort to conserve my own energy, I combined the techniques that I learned from these different modalities and I simplified them into my own system that gets profound, lasting results in 4 hours or less. I took that system and combined it with my own intuition, which you can do too, to create even greater and more consistent results with my clients. My client results were profound. They were overcoming more in 4 hours than the years of therapy that they had tried before. They were showing up more in their businesses, increasing their income, sometimes doubling and even tripling, and even overcoming addictions and patterns of behavior that they had developed many years ago. Other coaches noticed and asked how I was getting the results I was getting in less time. Some of these coaches had even been through the same training, and because it was hard to implement, they weren't doing it effectively. This is why I created the Paradigm Shift Method certification program for coaches. One of my favorite things about the paradigm shift method techniques is the depth and impact they have with clients. It is very much a client led process where you are the guide and are listening for clues. As a guide, you help your client receive and connect to their own subconscious wisdom. It's important and more impactful for them to see it for themselves. If you can imagine the human mind as a computer, when we have negative patterns developed from a very young age or even before we are born, it can act as a computer virus, slowing us down and sometimes stopping us in our tracks. It keeps us from making the impact we are meant to make in this world. The paradigm shift method removes the virus and uploads a new program. The first part of that is to guide them to the deeper problem. The problem they come to you for help with is almost never the real deeper problem. We use specific neuroscience based questions along with your intuitive guidance to uncover the deeper problem. One of the things that I pride myself on is that I can read or feel the energy behind the words they are saying. I have a specific line of questioning that I teach you to help you uncover these deeper problems with your clients too. The second part of that process is to help them overcome subconscious resistance through a proven guided process where the client sees for themselves how and why the pattern has been showing up. This is such an important step. I have several layers throughout the 4 hour process that help transcend subconscious resistance. There's two things the subconscious mind needs in order to make these paradigm shifts quickly. The first is to know and feel that it is safe to change by showing the subconscious the pattern. The second thing to know is that there is another possibility than the pattern that they've been stuck in that will serve them even more. This guided process helps them realize this for themselves so that they are now ready for the deeper subconscious shifts. The third part of the process is a combination of a psychological reframe, metaphysical thinking, and quantum physics. We are reprogramming how they hold and store an event in the subconscious using hypnotic, repetitive language to help them shift effortlessly. These events are usually something that happened before the age of 7 and can also be something that happened in a past life or as a generational pattern. I have found that sometimes with lifelong patterns, generational and past life work can make a profound difference if the client is open to that. During this process, the client extracts their own wisdom and insights and reframes the event so that it is now something that fuels their future with you as their guide. The last part of the 4-hour paradigm shift method is helping the client embody their new program or new way of being by updating a new program. Bringing back the computer analogy that I mentioned earlier, if you have just removed a virus, the mind is now able to receive a new program and it will work better than it ever has before because you created a clean slate for the client, removing old, outdated programs. And now, when they respond to a similar situation as in the past, they won't have the same resistance or reaction because you removed it and gave them a new possibility. New neural pathways were created. And since the process includes energetically embodying this new way of being, the changes become effortless and you will have a very happy client. The great thing about this certification is that as a coach, you also get to experience the process for yourself. I've seen many coaches increase their confidence, show up more in their business, and create really compelling packages for their clients that align more with their goals and income aspirations. I found early on in my practice that creating this massive paradigm shift with the client early on in our coaching relationship made everything else go so much easier and smoother. They're able to implement the things that you teach them more easily, which means that you are able to quantum leap their results. One of the things that is very important to me in my business is being able to create impact with clients while also honoring my own needs. Because I am working with clients at this deeper level, I'm able to reduce the overall time I spend with clients without reducing my fees because they are paying for results and their time is valuable. This gives me the freedom and flexibility to have a business that pays me well without sacrificing my health, my energy, or my relationships. If you want to learn more about the paradigm shift method for yourself or learn it for your clients, what it is and what it can do for you and your business, click the link below to schedule a time with me.